Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about the Galaxy S24 Plus 1 week later. How has my experience been since being back on Android for a full week, specifically with the Galaxy S24 Plus? Well, the first thing I can say, it has been a phenomenal, eye-opening experience. From one perspective in particular, I still remember Samsung like the back of my hand. I was a little nervous when I first got the phone because of One UI, missing out on One UI 6, and now experiencing One UI 6.1. I felt like I was a little lost in the sauce at first, but upon getting the phone, it's almost as if it's like my second language. I just know it like that, and I was so thankful that I did not forget the experience of Samsung's One UI. So I definitely appreciated that, and then coupled that by just the look and feel of this device, battery life, and software. It has been phenomenal. The first thing I really want to talk about in this video is battery life, specifically a feature that they left out, and I would like to know why. And that feature is Qi 2. They did not implement Qi 2 wireless charging or charging for that perspective at all in this device, and that is, I won't say upsetting, but it is a little disappointing. The reason why it's a little disappointing is because we could have taken advantage of MagSafe, something that has taken the world by storm in terms of accessories because of the iPhone, and Samsung had a perfect opportunity to implement that here. Now, we do all know Samsung's past history with the Note 7 series. That was a while ago, A, and B, they have played it very safe, and they even responded to that situation the right way, and that's why they have largely gained everybody's trust back when it comes to using their smartphones, because they addressed the battery life outlier, freak of nature situation with the Note 7. That being said, we've been stuck at 45-watt charging for a while as well, so to not see charging speeds increase to even like 65-watt charging, or even Qi 2 charging, which is the new wireless charging standard. I hope that, if not with the Fold and Flip series later this year, next year's Galaxy S25 line or S line, whatever they're going to call it, definitely adopts higher charging rates and at least Qi 2 to take advantage of MagSafe. Now, as a result of those features missing, how has battery life been on this here beautiful Galaxy S24 Plus device? Battery life has been exceptional. It has been fantastic. It has been phenomenal. It has been noteworthy. And this is no note. It's been too good. I charge this device every other day. I know somebody said, oh, isn't it just on Wi-Fi? No, it's not. I've taken this phone out. I listen to music on it. I've taken it off Wi-Fi. I use data on this. This phone rocks when it comes to battery life. I easily get 30 to 35, sometimes 40 plus hours of battery life out of this. Here's some screenshots if I haven't already put them up for you. This device rocks when it comes to battery, and Samsung did a great job of optimizing the software and with the battery, of course, right? And that has just been over time building on Samsung One UI. And since One UI has really been around, battery life has majorly improved on Samsung devices anyway, in my humble opinion. But 6.1 takes it above and beyond with the tweaks they've made to ensure great battery life for their devices. And that's what you're going to get here with the Galaxy S24 Plus. In terms of 6.1 One UI, it is phenomenally fluid. I wish there's another way to show you guys. I jump into YouTube and just scroll. Look at this. Now, of course, I shoot my videos in 30 frames per second, so you're not going to get the 100% experience just how smooth this is in real time. But this is crazy smooth, and it's just fast. I remember I said before, this phone was so fast, I had to turn back down in developer settings my animation scales because I was missing out on the animations. Samsung has improved their animations, and you don't get to appreciate them when you turn those dials up because the phone's already ultra fast that now they're just in a blink, they're gone. So being able to appreciate the animations that Samsung has brought with One UI 6.1, the transitions between the notification panel, the quick settings, the discovery feed. Oh my goodness. Come on, baby. I mean, look at how fresh this is. I mean, just just very, very lovely to see the software feel so smooth even a week later. A lot of people like to be like, well, wait a little month. Oh, give it some time. It's going to slow down. I've never experienced Samsung's devices slow down over time. Samsung has done such a great job of controlling their software, and it has been, as I said, phenomenal. Shout out to Star Wars Theory there. Just fast. You're not going to beat this. You're not going to beat this. It's just too good. Now, in terms of some of the new software features that we've gotten when it comes to generative AI or Galaxy AI, if I show you guys in settings, in advanced features, you're going to find this. Advanced intelligence. Here are the breakdown of some of those features that they've added. Well, really all of them, right? So a lot of the Samsung apps and a lot of these features are coming to Google's Pixels as well via feature drops. But these features are fun. Photo editor is nice because you get to edit your photos pretty well. And with Galaxy AI, as well as, just to show you guys real quick, this app right here, Galaxy Enhance X or whatever, or AI X or whatever, this app is crazy nice. If I select the photo, I didn't take it. This photo's from the iPhone. All I gotta do is hit this button here, and it's going to, with AI, adjust this photo to make it look marginally better. Like I said, marginally better. Marginally better. Now I don't have to keep it, of course, but I just want to show you guys. If you use that in tandem with photo editor, you're going to get some very, very high quality images. What else do I use? Well, using Samsung Internet as an example, let's say, okay, who is this? 9to5 Mac is talking about Apple selling $300 developer strap with USB-C port for Vision Pro. If I click on this article, it's going to pull it up, right? Okay, so it's actually not that. I'm not going to read all that, right? Well, upon hitting this button here and I hit summarize, as it's summarized, it's going to summarize this whole page for me. And now I get the bullet points. And now it shortens it to just 3 bullet points that I probably care about. That is one of my most favorite features I use. And that summary feature is available in the voice recorder app as well as the Samsung Notes app. And it works pretty well there as well. That is like by far my favorite AI feature that I use. The other feature that I love using is with the wallpapers. I can use AI to generate me wallpapers. So if I click on here, go to creative, you got generative. AI will take certain things, like let's say, and I've already got some created up here, right? But for demonstration purposes, let's say I want to get imaginary. I click on imaginary. I don't want a lamp. What do I want? Let's go with, what do we want? Let's go with a bridge. All right, let's go with a bridge. Now, instead of flowers, we don't want flowers. Let's go organza, and let's change the color from pink and purple to, let's go burgundy maroon. Let's see if I get similar. I about get this. Now, this looks like you stepping off into nowhere. But now this looks more realistic. And select them. I'm probably going to select this one. And I could choose it from my lock screen or home screen. I'm going to go home screen. I hit next. I hit done. And voila, I have a new wallpaper. And they give you that icon down here at the bottom. Now, I do wish I could get rid of that because that's not that you really see it, but you just know it's there and it's a little annoying. But I wish I could get rid of that. I like that feature when it comes to the AI of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus. What do I not like? Good lock. But it's a twofold answer. So, good lock has gotten better and worse. Better in that it still has some of the features, most of the features that has always been here, and better from the perspective in that good lock has proven features to be wanted and to work successfully, and Samsung plucks those features out from good lock and makes them part of the official software. Case in point, the wallpapers, the clock face. So if I come back in here to wallpapers and I settings, wallpapers, and then let's say I want to change my lock screen, I have a lot of this stuff to thank as a result of that button right there due to clock face within good lock. So now it references good lock. And some of these features in terms of changing colors and all that type of stuff is here because of Good Lock. So Good Lock has really changed the game for a lot of our devices now, and a lot of these features are becoming official or becoming lab features. If we click on labs, they're becoming lab features. Just phenomenal from that perspective. But Good Lock has also gotten worse because Good Lock also has taken away features. Okay, one point to be specific is again with the clock face, because let's say I do this, I can no longer size this larger. I could in Good Lock via clock face or clock style, whatever it was called, but that's no longer here. So I can't size this beyond what Samsung's constraints are now. I can't do nothing with that. And so I don't necessarily like that because I like my clock to be a little bigger, specifically when I choose this clock right here. This clock will not get any bigger. That's the biggest it's going to be, which is kind of small. So I've had to go back and revert to this and size this one up because that's what I could do. So that I don't like about Good Lock from that perspective. I wish Good Lock was still keeping some of the features instead of removing them, but maybe there was some breaking of other software features because I did catch specific bugs when using Good Lock and regular software. I was catching it. I used to record videos on it years ago about Good Lock actually breaking certain things. And so that could potentially have been why they got rid of some of these features. But overall, I do wish that they didn't remove that from Good Lock. And the other bug I've noticed is with quick panels, the quick panel customization. Once I go dark mode, I no longer have this customized look. My all black here will actually go transparent, the default transparent mode. Everything else will stay the same. They'll stay red. All that will stay the same. And my notification cards usually come in black, so it's just I just see notifications, but I don't see what the actual card. I got them blacked out. They'll stay black, but my entire blacked out notification panel shade will just revert back to the default blurred mode. And not to say that's a deal breaker, it's not a big deal, but why does that happen when my dark mode kicks on? Because in Good Lock again, if we come and hit a theme park, you can customize. There we go. You can customize your quick panel settings for both dark mode, which is that moon, and light mode. You can do that. So I don't understand why when I switch over to dark mode that I lose my quick panel. I think it's a bug in the system again. So that's something weird that I've noticed. I wish that wasn't going to be the case, but I have noticed that happen nonetheless. Now, what else have I noticed? In IG, I did experience a weird brightness issue. So while I was scrolling Instagram, maybe I was on an HDR photo, but I don't think I was. When I got a notification come in and I swiped down on it, it was blaring bright at me. And it was like my screen went HDR just for a text message. And then when I swiped it away, it was still bright when I would swipe back to my notification panel. So I just had to turn this, power off the screen and then power it back on. And then I was good to go. By the way, fingerprint sensor on point. Super fast and accurate. Haven't had no problems with the fingerprint sensor. But I did want to bring that attention with IG. I've only experienced that once. So it's not something that I can really hold their feet to the fire. But I wonder, is that like a bug of Instagram now that Instagram and Samsung for that matter are allowing HDR based content to be uploaded? Does that bug out other aspects of the phone when viewing HDR photos? That's an interesting question to consider. Packaging the great battery and the great software is the hardware. Yes, this does look like an iPhone. I'm not mad at it. I hate that we have to always use the iPhone as a comparison, and that's because they more or less have kind of set a specific look and standard for their iPhones for so long. So maybe that's why. But Apple does not own the rights or monopoly over what a phone looks like. It just so happens that, yes, this does look like an iPhone, except for the cameras. I think Samsung's doing a better job with the camera hardware than iPhones. I like the vertical look, the verticality of cameras, and they don't stick out the same way iPhone cameras do. So this actually sits on the table a little bit better with less rocking. with less rocking. I said, keep in mind, I said less rocking. And the cameras are good for that matter. I'm gonna have a video coming up with the camera results, so be on the lookout for that. But I definitely appreciate how this hardware looks. Screen is beautiful. I know there's been some interesting talk about how the screen isn't necessarily as vivid, and you could say it's really just a small notch down from last year's devices. And I think really the talk is about the fact that vivid mode is not that much different from basic. And I would argue differently. I would think basic is much less vivid than vivid mode. And I also think as display tech gets better, how vivid they are also gets more accurate. So the fact of the matter is, finding that to nitpick on is crazy to me when it comes to the displays of Samsung's Galaxy devices, their phones in particular, because their display tech is always top notch. So just because something's not as vivid, it's kind of wild to me. It's still vivid, it still pops, it's still beautiful, it still looks very good, and you would only notice it if you were really pixel peeping against a previous device. That's really the only way you're gonna know. If you just got this out the box and you're like, oh, this is cool, this is fun. I think what also happens is people allow themselves to be affected by how others feel about something. So they may not have had no issue with their display, and then upon checking out somebody's review about, oh, the display is not as vivid, now they want to be triggered by it. And I think that's also kind of immature and kind of silly. I have no problems with this display. I think it looks good. I think it looks phenomenal. It looks exceptional, especially in comparison to like an iPhone 15 Pro display. They look phenomenal. They look great. There's nothing to really complain about there. Is the phone a little bit slippy? Yes. I've noticed it sitting on like the arm part of the couch, and it's slowly sliding, and I've caught it. So no damage, of course, but it is a little bit slippery, and it is a little bit big, but also kind of not big, because it's like you only notice how big it is when you got to reach for the top, and then you got to have to make sure you have it in your hands correctly to reach it. But not a big deal to me either. I'm just kind of getting used to using a big phone again, because I'm so used to my iPhone 15 Pro being 0.5 inches or 0.6 inches smaller than this. But for 6.7, this is actually pretty nicely sized for 6.7 inches. So taking all that into consideration, super solid after a week. I'm proud of Samsung not getting in their own way when it comes to the complete series as a whole. Unanimously, everybody's enjoying the S24 series, which is also good to hear. So it's kind of like, stay tuned for more coverage, really, right? Stay tuned for more good things to be said about this as time goes on. Of course, it's all in good hopes and all in good faith that this continues to do good. We still haven't got a software update since the release of the phone, so that will probably also make the experience better when Samsung does finally drop a software update, and probably February security patch. So stay on tune for that. Let me know the questions that you would like to be considered that I can talk about or include in other videos. I'll be looking forward to those in the comment section below as well. Do you like this color? Do you like AI being used in this way? A couple other questions I can ask you guys. The comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's free. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Hit the notification bell. It's also free. That way you know my videos. So that way you and I can sit back, relax, see what's cracking. But your man Micah signing out. And until the next video, I am inevitable. Wait for it.